Hi, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. Today's video is sponsored by a friend here at the channel, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Thank you so much for your donation to the channel. Kelly has shared her personal story with me, and I want to talk about that today. Now, the first time I did a video about narcissism and the spreading of STDs, at that time I believe it was the only video regarding narcissism and that particular subject matter. In my personal experience, I'm going to say that when Trevor was caught cheating on me and he was kind of cornered and had to come up with something to say, the thing he said was the only thing he regretted was not giving me syphilis. And you know, it's always kind of sat with me. It's always left me feeling a little bit sick. You have to ask yourself, is a narcissist so out of their mind with delusion that they would be willing to catch an STD themselves just to spread it on someone? Well, I'll tell you, over the last year and a half that the channel has continued to grow, I've heard from victim after victim after victim. And yes, this does appear to be true. It would appear that narcissists are willing to use themselves as a vehicle to transmit sexually transmittable disease to an unsuspecting victim. I guess their thoughts on this are as, oh, what the hell? They'll just get on penicillin anyways. Now, unfortunately for women, STDs are harder to detect. Now, with men, quite often, blistering, rashes, pain while urinating, discharge, things like this, itching, become very obvious very quickly, where with women, they can remain hidden for much, much longer. Quite often, by the time a woman does realize she's contracted an STD, the disease has really escalated to a point where it's going to be very hard to treat. I knew the email was going to be heartbreaking when I saw the subject line that Kelly had filled out. And what Kelly had put in the subject was, "My narc tried to kill me with an STD." I immediately felt sick because I do believe that Trevor had intentionally tried to give me an STD. He would source out women of extremely questionable character and questionable behavior, often drug addicted, alcoholic, extremely promiscuous, with reputations as prostitutes and this sort of thing, where he would then go and have unprotected sex with them and then come back and try and infect me with an STD. The fact that he so callously blurted out the fact that he was trying to give me an STD certainly put me on full alert, really reducing my amount of physical contact with him and certainly going for full physical exams if physical contact did occur. I was already alerted to the possibility of this, and let me tell you, though I knew he was a habitual liar, this I believed, and this I took very seriously. Kelly's narc, on the other hand, did not previously alert her to the possibility that he was passing on STD. The STD in this case is gonorrhea, an extremely serious form of venereal infection, extremely serious. In fact, one of the most severe, one of the hardest to treat, one that is potentially life-threatening. Not only did Kelly contract a very serious STD, it was in fact gonorrhea. It did go untreated and unnoticed for a period of time, and it ultimately became extremely serious and life-threatening for Kelly. In addition to this, and I'm sure you guys can guess what's going to come out of my mouth next, though Kelly had been completely faithful to her narcissist, the narcissist blamed Kelly's infidelity for the contraction of this deadly disease. I genuinely do not feel any type of soul tie or trauma bond to Trevor at all. I really feel like I've been just liberated from it. Every now and then something will come up, whether it's an email or something in the comments or a subject matter in a video that really shines a bright light on my own personal experience. And Kelly, this most certainly did that to me. The idea of intimacy with someone you love, and most certainly I think we'd all agree that we loved our narcs very much. First, you got to wake up to the reality that all that love and all that intimacy that you were expressing during intimate times was not being, returned to you. That's hard enough. But the concept that this very private, very personal moment of what should be love and intimacy is actually being weaponized against you. I mean, it's mind-blowing. And the whole idea that Trevor would use this very vulnerable time when I was expressing love to him as a way to hurt me and potentially infect me with a deadly disease is just it's stomach-turning to me. It's one of those things when it comes up, I really feel saddened and sickened by it. So I will tell you, Kelly, I did cry while reading your email. It was absolutely heartbreaking. I'm so sorry you went through that. A narc has a completely uncanny ability, and all of them have it, the ability to just disassociate from their actions and behaviors. So for a narc to pass on an STD, it's very easy for them to see themselves as the victim, to not assume any responsibility, and to just turn the tables of their infidelity around and then blame the victim. Last time I did a video on this subject, I really encourage people to get out there. You guys see all the stuff flying around today? Holy Orb Central. I really encourage people, if they thought for a second that they could be at high risk, to go and get tested. Well, I'll tell you, quite a few people did go get tested. Unfortunately, several did test positive for STDs. Now, that was many months ago, and I just want to reiterate, I'd like to remind anyone new to the channel, if you have been intimate with a narc, in the last 6 months even, and you haven't been tested for STDs, particularly if you're a woman, I would really, really go get tested. Now, like I said earlier, for men, this is going to be much, much easier to detect and much earlier than it will be for a woman. So if you do believe that you're at risk at all, I just wouldn't take the chance. I would go and get tested at least for the big ones, for the deadly ones, HIV, gonorrhea, syphilis, the types of disease that left untreated could become life-threatening for you, as it did for Kelly. I mean, thank God Kelly pulled through. But Kelly's life was in grave, grave danger. Kelly's doctors had given her about a 20% possibility that she would survive. I mean, she was gravely ill. And even once Kelly had recovered, quite miraculously, from this untreated case of gonorrhea, the narc then tried to hoover Kelly back, claiming undying love, all the while seeing another woman. The untreated gonorrhea and the near-death experience caused quite a few problems for Kelly, long-term medical conditions that she still suffers with today. The fact that she's getting hoovered and now finds herself part of this disgusting, insidious narc harem is beyond stomach-turning. I don't know how to drive the message home any clearer to you guys. These things are dangerous. These things are diabolical. These things are absolutely vile on every level. Now, I know thousands have gotten free. If you are still with the narc, please reach out for help. I don't know what sort of resources are going to be available in your community. If you're feeling a bit embarrassed or humiliated with family or friends, for God's sakes, reach out to them so you too can get free as soon as possible. The greatest way one person can share love with another person is through intimacy. When the person you're trying to share your love with has weaponized your love for them and weaponized these intimate times, it's time to end this shit. Guys, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. I love you guys lots, and I hope you guys are having a great narc-free day. Kelly, I just want you to know I'm thinking about you, sweetie.